Changes around us. Change is the law of nature. All the things around us undergo change with time. For example, plants grow into trees, water evaporates into water vapor, earth moves around its axis and causes day and night. Phases of moon, etc. all involve changes. The changes always produce some effects. Some of these changes are permanent in nature. For example, you have grown from a small baby to a boy, and after some time you will turn up into a teenager. This is a permanent change and cannot be reversed. However, sometimes changes occur in physical state, position and size or shape of the things. For example, melting of ice due to heating and blowing a balloon. All these are temporary and reversible changes. Every change has a cause. The changes do not occur without any cause. So every change has a specific cause. Let's understand with the help of some examples. Some common changes around us and their reasons. Changes around us, cause of changes. Change in seasons in a year. Revolution of Earth around the Sun. Change in day-to-day weather. Heat of the Sun. Occurrence of day and night. Rotation of Earth on its axis. Phases of Moon. Revolution of Moon around the Earth. Seed germinates into plant when it gets air, water and warmth. A child grows into an adult when he or she eats food. You feel the air when it blows gently. Ice melts into water on heating it. Effects of changes on objects. The changes produce some kind of effects on the objects. These effects may be in terms of shape, size, color, state, position, and internal composition. Types of changes. The different types of changes around us can be categorized into different types. Let us understand the characteristics and examples. Reversible and irreversible changes. The changes we see around us can be reversible or irreversible. Reversible changes. The changes which can be reversed or are a temporary conversion are called reversible changes. The reactions which are reversible are called reversible reactions. In reversible reactions, one substance is modified into another form, but a new compound is not formed. The processes such as melting, boiling, evaporation, freezing, condensation, dissolution are some reversible changes. In a reaction, two or more compounds called reactants interact to produce a product. In a reversible reaction, reactants and products formed are connected by a two-way arrow. This means reactants can be obtained back from the products. A plus B gives C plus D. A and B are two reactants which react to give C and D. The two-headed arrow indicates the reaction is reversible and the reactants A and B can be obtained from C and D. Examples. Some common examples of reversible reactions are ice on heating changes into water and water on boiling changes into water vapor. Vapors on condensation change into water droplets. If you collect these water droplets, these will again change into water. This water again on freezing becomes ice. Wax on heating melts into liquid and becomes solid on cooling. Blowing the balloon and then deflating it by releasing its air. Writing with pencil on paper and rubbing with the razor. Stretching rubber or spring. Melting of butter and again cooling it to get the solid form. Folding a paper and then unfolding it again. Dissolution of sugar or salt in water. Irreversible changes. Irreversible changes are permanent changes. In irreversible reactions, reactants react to form an entirely new compound and cannot be reversed. Heating, burning, mixing, powdering are few processes which cause irreversible changes. The reaction which cannot be reversed is called irreversible reaction. In irreversible reactions, reactants react completely to form a product. Here, reaction is denoted by a one-way arrow. For example, A plus B gives C plus D. Here, A and B are reactants which completely convert into products C and D, which do not react to form again A and B. Examples of irreversible changes. Some examples of irreversible changes are cooked food cannot be again turned into raw materials. Ripening and cutting fruits in an irreversible change. Paper on burning turns into ashes which cannot be brought back to its original form. Cooking of a raw egg into omelette cannot be converted back to its original form. Cutting of trees is also an irreversible change. Increasing age cannot be reversed. Falling of leaves and fruits from the trees, breaking of eggs, firing of bullets by army men are also irreversible. Kneading flour into dough and rolling out chapati from it cannot be reversed. Physical and chemical changes. The changes around us can also be classified as physical and chemical changes. Physical changes, the changes in which there are alterations in physical properties but no new substances formed, are called physical changes. The physical changes involves only change in shape, size and appearance of things. The properties of the substance do not change after physical change. Examples of physical changes: the breaking of a pencil, change in the states of water, grinding of substances, preparing solution of salt and sugar in water, stretching of elastic. Characteristics of physical changes. Some characteristics of physical changes are: no new substance is formed during a physical change. Physical change is temporary in nature. Changes occur in the physical properties of things such as state, color or odor, etc. Composition of the substance does not get disturbed. Physical change can be reversed. Amount of energy absorbed or evolved is less. Chemical changes. The changes in which a new substance is formed are called chemical changes. Chemical change is the result of some chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are the processes in which the original substances change into new products. The properties of new substance are different from those present in original substances. The substances that are present before a reaction are called reactants, and the new substances which are formed after the reaction are called products. Reactants give products. Examples of chemical changes. Some common examples of chemical changes are digestion of food, rusting of iron items, burning of a candle, matchstick and paper, curdling of milk, preparation of water from hydrogen and oxygen, formation of curd, germinating of seeds, preparation of soap from vegetable oils, blackening of silver items. Characteristics of chemical changes. New substances with different properties are formed. Chemical changes are irreversible and permanent. Chemical properties of the products changes due to molecular changes in reactants. Amount of energy evolved or absorbed is large. Changes involve energy. All kinds of changes either absorb or evolve energy. It is the energy that initiates a change in the objects. Some changes use energy to occur, whereas some evolve energy during the change. The examples showing the changes either use or release energy are: you have grown up from a small boy to a child of this age because you eat food. The food supplies energy to the body. Here, the body used energy to increase its weight and height. Heat of the sun evaporates from the water bodies. The sun's energy is used in the formation of clouds and finally to rainfall. Plants use sunlight as energy for photosynthesis. They utilize this food and grow. Burning of wood releases energy in the form of heat and light. Cooking gas burns to release energy to cook food. A sportsperson releases its energy to win the game. He gets this energy from food. Changes caused by heating. Heating and cooling of materials can make them change. This change occurs in almost all materials, from water to metals to air. For example, heating a material can make it expand, but the degree of expansion varies in solids, liquids, and gases. Gases expand more as compared to solids. The effect of heating on solids is used in everyday life activities. Some examples of effects of heating are: expansion due to heating is used to fit an iron rim into a wooden wheel. The rim is made slightly smaller in diameter than the wheel. It is heated so that it expands. The hot rim is then slipped onto the wheel. Cold water is poured on it to cool it. The rim contracts on cooling and firmly grips the wheel. Tools used for digging soil like axe, spade, kurpa, etc. are fitted very tightly. The tool is made of iron and a handle is made up of wood. There is a hole in the size of the handle. First, the hole of metal instruments is heated. By heating, the hole expands. Immediately, the handle gets inserted in it and is allowed to cool. On cooling again, the hole contracts and the handle is fitted firmly in it. Heating can change the states of water. When we heat ice, it changes into water. When this water is heated in a cooking pan, it starts boiling after some time. If boiling is continued, the quantity of water becomes less because of evaporation. The water changed into water vapors due to heating. Ice on heating gives water. On heating gives water vapor.